Hey guys, welcome to Work in Progress. We're still in our same clothes because we just did the whole movie thing, but we wanted to do this before next week, which we won't have enough time to record this. So today's episode, I'm here with Eliaka and John, and myself, Joshua Yoon, and we're going to talk about E3. That it's going to come up around
June 10th?
the week of June 10th,
15th,
mm-hmm.
about there.
So 5 days?
Yeah.
Okay.
E3 is kind of like a game show. So
I just want to ask, what is your backgrounds on video games for you guys? I know me and John are very avid on video games. Do
you guys are huge on video games. The extent, literally, my video game history is I used to play games like Contra. If you live overseas, like in the Ivory Coast, West Africa, you get all the games you guys get here. But before any of that, I used to play like Contra and all those other games on a DVD player. That's how I know about them.
See, Ellie?
So all the arcade games.
Me and John, we always need a guy that isn't too focused on gaming, so we could break you in on some video games because you have the fresh view.
Yeah, and then I played like Winning 11 and FIFA and all that stuff on PS1 and 2, and then I just didn't play for a while because we couldn't afford the thing. Consoles are expensive over there. And then I came here.
they're still expensive here.
They're still expensive, yeah.
expensive.
And then,
Now we just have a job.
So yeah. But I think I played a lot more college when I met you and the guys because, you guys were
You
really
hung out
into
with all
it.
the gamers.
Yeah. But yeah,
Mhm.
it's definitely, I'm not as intense as you guys.
Yeah. But anyways, E3 starts off on Saturday, June 9th with EA's press conference.
Mm-hmm.
So EA's probably biggest game there, or well, at least one of them, will be Battlefield. What's your experience with Battlefield? Because for me, I never really got into it.
Yeah. Josh and I played a little bit.
We played a little bit when we were trying to build our PCs back then in college. We used to play with Marlon too. I used to play Battlefield 4 with Marlon actually, because he also had that too.
Yeah, that's the game we got for free because you bought this one thing.
Yes, and we got 300 copies of it because the guy at the Micro Centers. Hats off to that person at Micro Center that was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna give you this stack of free games. I'm like,
He was like
okay.
the
I gave you
Oprah of free
Assassin's
games.
Creed Black Flag.
You're right.
I had that too. You gave me both.
Yeah,
you gave
yeah.
me Assassin's Creed and what's it called? Battlefield 4.
Did I give you Dirt?
No.
Dirt was from somewhere else. Okay. He also really loves racing games.
Yeah, because I'm in love with cars.
I mean, you guys can relate on that at least.
Yeah. But yeah, Battlefield 4. Battlefield 5 is coming out this year at E3. And you said it was set in World War II.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what's different this year besides the setting?
It's just It's just in the setting of Battlefield. Battlefield is usually, if we're talking in terms of Call of Duty back then, it was more realistic,
Right.
and also it's a bigger
It's a
playground.
bigger game. It's slower paced for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you die, there's a respawn timer
Yeah, I remember that.
instead of just instantly jumping.
I'll
back
say
in.
this though, the setting actually matches. Oh my god, the setting actually matches the game more than the current life technology. Just because of how technical it is, I think World War II matches that game more. I feel like the gameplay will be a lot more fun. Not to say that the game isn't fun, but if you come from like Call of Duty, it's definitely like a learning curve and an acquired taste.
I guess I could see that.
For some of us who are like, oh, we're touching. Anyway, for some of us who are like, are used to the Black Ops thing where like you're running around quickly, you die quickly, you get up quickly, and then you go
Very
on to the next thing.
fast-paced,
Yeah.
arena-styled, first-person shooters.
Yeah, you definitely have to get used to that. I think that World War II is the best setting for that game specifically. I'm actually excited for it. I want to see some gameplay.
So you like the whole sense of big battles with a bunch of people and just kind of.
Yeah, for this game, yes,
Okay.
for sure.
Another thing that I know EA will be pushing a lot right now, and a lot of controversy around it because of BioWare, is Anthem. Yeah, John.
They showed Anthem last E3,
Yeah, last E3.
which really looked like a cross between like Destiny and Division.
Now, what's Anthem?
Anthem is, from what I remember from the trailer and what they've explained, you are a pilot of these kind of mech suits,
But like, they're still like human-sized
Yeah.
mech suits.
Mm-hmm.
and you go out into this world. Apparently, it's going to be like very open world multiplayer-ish kind of thing. You could see other teams, and you're with a party, and you could customize your loadout and everything. You have different kind of skills, and you go hunt monsters or something.
So
Yeah,
like
get
Titanfall.
No.
No,
Ti-
but
Titanfall-
Titanfall, you have more like bigger mechs, but this is kind of reminiscent of Titanfall.
I guess stepping into mechs, I can see it. It's not first
Yeah.
person or anything. It's a very third.
Like I said, it's Destiny and Division,
It's more of that
Pretty
kind of.
if you know. What
Yeah,
those
I know what those games are.
You've
That's
seen me
interesting.
play Destiny.
Yeah.
I always talked about it. I was a big Destiny 1 fan, but Destiny 2, we're not going to talk about that.
I don't
Well,
know. The thing,
we are.
the thing with Anthem is that it's the game that Mass Effect Andromeda died for, essentially.
And from what I've heard from news, I specifically watch Yong Ye. Shout out to Yong Ye. You should go watch him on YouTube. He's a very good. He brings a lot of good, like. I feel like he delivers game news very well, but it seems like it's having also the same troubled development path as well as Andromeda. And that's
weird because Anthem is developed by BioWare's main team.
it is developed by BioWare's main team, but I feel like I've heard that they were having issues like the same political issues and just trying to get used to everything. I don't know if that's all been like squashed or anything, or maybe I'm confusing the two, but I honestly don't have a lot of hope for Anthem because of how EA handles these kind of things.
Yeah.
Well, you haven't been the biggest EA fan. In
Well,
a
back to
couple
EA
of
though
years,
for
right?
Battlefield, they're saying like no season pass, no blah blah blah, free maps, free everything, blah 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 blah. After the giant disaster that was Battlefront 2.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez. The whole loot box system.
That's the reason why I didn't buy it.
I was so close to buying it, but
Yeah.
I felt like I had to. I was so glad because I remember I told myself. I think we were talking about we should wait until like buying anything.
I think for EA you should always wait.
You should
Yes,
always wait.
You should always wait before you go in for buying things. Never pre-order for them.
I mean, the only games people usually pre-order are like FIFA and
Yeah,
Yeah.
the sports heads and
the
everything.
sports heads because they just
And that's where
they're
loot
gonna-
box. That's where they like set up all the loot box things. But I feel like the fan base for that is usually kind of like, whatever.
yeah. I mean, the people who play sports games are always gonna
like
play
they,
them.
Yeah, they know what they're getting themselves into
Mhm.
with that. But with Battlefront, it was just
Insane.
Where does that fall with the? Do you know what I'm saying? If you're used to playing like the Star Wars game,
Yeah.
especially from the older Star Wars games, and you come into this, you're kind of like the expectations are there. You can't just squash and say, "Oh, this didn't happen. Let's do this new model, which is completely different from what we're used to,"
And just
and expect people to just be fine with it.
and just the whole scummy thing about. I love how they complained that, oh, we don't want to ruin the Star Wars canon. One of them said, and then like, oh, we wouldn't make a pink Darth Vader, but then like now they're coming out. They just recently announced like, oh, it's gonna be cosmetics. I'm like, you just said like cosmetics are like crap and non-canon when you have, I don't know, young Luke Skywalker and Rey in the same match. Like it's already been like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't like EA.
It's a big clusterfuck
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to that game.
Other than that, the
Which-
gameplay is fine.
Like the
though,
game
right?
itself,
Yes.
I think is a decent game, but it's just EA's business model with it is atrocious.
Yeah, that definitely killed the game for me.
But yeah, do you think there'll be any Star Wars thing from EA, or do you think Disney was just like, nope, no more,
I definitely.
no more from
I
you?
heard of news saying
So-
that I think Disney's never gonna use DICE or EA for any Star Wars game anymore. I
That's
think they pulled the plug.
yeah. I mean, that's probably a good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that they're bad game producers. I think that's just the
This was
decision.
also around the time when Last Jedi
Yeah.
came out.
And
It kind of helped.
Disney was
though,
pissed.
right? Yeah.
Disney was pissed by the fact that, like, you know how Disney is. Like, they're kind of like careful what they choose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And once they see
for sure.
this, I'm pretty sure they're gonna pull out because they're just. I mean, they have enough money to anyway. They could hire anyone else they want to.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm guessing EA had a good package. I guess when they were looking around.
Yeah. I just want to see what the next Star Wars game would be, but also what EA is going to decide to do with the games that are coming out for
Yeah.
them. I know you said they're not trying to do that model anymore.
Yeah.
The question is, I know there's going to be some integration of that, regardless of what they say. on
I
some
guess that's
level.
why I'm more. That's why back to Anthem. I think that's why I'm interested in what it's gonna be now.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Because now, since they had all this stuff happen to them, are they going to change their ways? Are they going to find another tactic?
Well, obviously they're going to change their ways, right? If the people were
They could be a
consuming
little
their
more
projects,
lucrative if they want to.
yeah. But here's the deal: now that the internet exists and people have a more direct say into what they're consuming, you can tell the person selling a product exactly what you think of their product. Now, I'd like to think that the people in charge of marketing and the heads at EA are smart enough to take criticism into consideration, which is why they said what they said. But also, you won't just be stubborn and be like, okay, well, let's keep this in anyway because I want to see it happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If the easier way to make money, which is clearly what they're interested in, is to do what the people want, why would you go the other way?
I can see that.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm curious to see where they take this.
Yeah.
Is there any new EA sports games coming in? Do you know? Possibly.
There's always a new Madden.
There's yeah.
always a new Madden.
There's always a new FIFA.
True.
I literally stopped playing FIFA. Well,
'Cause-
I also didn't like FIFA that much to begin with.
You like PES better, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's more fun to play,
Mm-hmm.
but FIFA had like a new gimmick every year.
Okay.
So people, also it was better looking aesthetically looking than
Okay.
PES was for a while. So obviously, if you're new to this, you kind of go to the thing that looks better.
I mean, what did you mainly play back in the day?
When I was younger, it was like the game that was groundbreaking,
Mhm.
Winning 11. That was PS1, and then PS2. They had like a few iteration of that, and I don't know if that's what became Pro Evolution Soccer, but I know around that time they switched to better graphics. Pro Evolution Soccer started coming out. There was no more winning or whatever.
I wonder when EA just grabbed all the sports games.
I think it started with FIFA and
Football.
football. Yeah,
Madden, yeah.
NFL Madden. Okay.
yeah.
Other than EA Sports, maybe we'll see a new Need for Speed.
It was. Has it been hinting at
I
that?
don't know. Like the last one that came out was, what was it called?
I don't
Foresee
even
Horizon?
remember.
No. That's
Actually, wait. I might have heard something
Rivals,
about
Rival something?
like that? I don't know.
about a new Need for Speed.
Like, here's the thing. They should like the one that came out. I think it came out like last year,
Yeah, there's a trailer
They
for a
showed
new
the
Need
trailer.
for Speed 2018.
and everyone is it the one where you'd steal the car and you hop out of the semi truck?
that
You
sounds-
remember that trailer?
Yeah,
right?
I do remember
And everyone
that.
just laughed at it because of how ridiculous it was.
I don't know. Need
Yeah,
for Speed has always
did-
been getting a little...
they did confirm the new Need for Speed in 2018.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
um,
So I guess we
And
might be seeing that.
there is a trailer for it out. They said Wilson said the title will launch in the company's 2018 fiscal year, which begins on April 1st, 2017, and ends on March 31st, 2018. Now, I assume that they'll probably show that,
Maybe.
you
Who
know,
knows?
Yeah.
maybe. But at the same time, this is E3, and a lot of the people there don't really care for car games.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, maybe we'll get a new Titanfall
You think?
Titanfall.
3?
3.
Titanfall 3?
Okay. So my thing about Titanfall, surprisingly enough, I think Titanfall 2, just looking at it and seeing what everyone really said about it on reviews, because I just watched random reviews for no reason. Titanfall 2 was actually a lot better than Titanfall 1. It adds everything that we wanted, but I think it came too late.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I remember being excited about Titanfall, the first game.
And we're kind of... Like after like an hour of playing, you kind of did everything.
Yeah, but you know the thing with that is like, Titanfall is a multiplayer game, so
Yeah, but Titanfall 2 had a legitimate story.
yeah, and I didn't play it, and I'm actually pretty mad at myself for that.
Yeah, I know. I just think it's kind of unfortunate for Titanfall because I think Titanfall 1 they were expecting it was the original people that made the original Call of Duty 4,
Mm-hmm.
Infinity War or something, and then they made their own company. And I feel like they were just depending on everyone who liked the original Call of Duty just come over and be like, "Oh, if you really liked us, maybe this game will gain traction." But I don't think they delivered enough.
You don't think there's gonna be? I mean, you don't think there still might be a Titanfall 3?
I don't know how much money they made. I never looked into
Yeah.
that, but
I don't think Titanfall 2 did all that well.
yeah.
It kind of flew under the radar, to be honest. with you.
Yeah, it kind of got overshadowed, but I don't know when it got released. But it might have gotten overshadowed by a bigger game at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, other than that, new IPs, which you know, it's hard to speculate on.
Very hard to
so-
speculate.
Yeah.
For EA.
I watched a lot of predictions stuff.
So
So that's about it for Saturday. Saturday is just EA.
Mm-hmm.
So on Sunday, the day starts off with Microsoft's press conference.
What do you guys know about Javelin? I saw like speculations about that game.
Javelin, never heard of it. Actually.
I heard it might be something
I-
that they're releasing.
I feel like I've heard of it, but I don't actually know what it is.
Yeah, neither do I. I was gonna ask you guys. 'Cause I don't
You're
know.
just gonna ask us?
Yeah, I saw it, and
I mean,
somebody
I could
was
look
saying,
into it right now. Just Javelin.
Yeah, I just saw it, and I was like, "Oh, this looks interesting." Don't know much about it, and it seems to be like something that they might be releasing. Aside from them, what did you hear from Microsoft? Really,
New Halo?
new Halo? Oh, I did see that. I actually thought that they weren't serious about that, just because it's it's Halo.
I don't know. Halo.
You know what I mean? It's huge. You can't
Yeah.
joke about that.
But for me, kind of Halo stopped being kind of Halo after Halo 3.
Mm-hmm.
Halo stopped being Halo for me after Reach. Reach was the
Like for me, Halo 3, like the map building and the stuff you can do.
Forge is amazing.
Yeah.
Like
Like that community was huge.
and the machinima that came out of Halo 3 was
Control.
amazing.
Yeah.
And their Forge is still like really good. I know their Forge for like Microsoft Store, you could download on the PC. It's a horrible port, but Forge is still amazing and it's free. And I wish they would like make that more free for everyone, so you could actually play matches, on the PC if you wanted to. But other than that, Halo story wise and everything kind of died with me at Reach. I guess Reach was still had a really good story. Gameplay was fun. I think that's when squat mode came out, and that was so fun to play. I don't know if you guys ever played that
I
mode.
didn't really play that.
It's like you all have like that one shot like rifle, and you only have to get headshots, and that's the only way you could die.
That's actually pretty cool.
It's really fun.
Wow.
Like you just have to be a sharpshooter in that game. You get really good at aiming. But other than that, I don't know much about Halo anymore.
Yeah. Me neither.
I just know the Arbiter came back for some goddamn reason.
I want to see because they used to be groundbreaking, right? Halo. I mean,
It used to be when it was under Bungie.
It
Yeah.
was Microsoft's biggest franchise.
And speaking of Bungie, we'll talk about Destiny later.
Yeah. Did you find out anything about Javelin?
No, I did not.
okay. I just saw it somewhere on like some top 10 prediction thing, and I was like,
Okay.
"Oh, this looks interesting. Maybe these guys know about it."
I don't know.
We'd have to
Maybe
see.
in the comments you guys can tell us anything more about Javelin if you know anything. So for Forza Horizon?
Forza Horizon, I think this will be 4. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be there.
I want to ask, have you ever played a Forza game?
No, I know of it. I know of the Forza.
You know the difference between Forza and Forza Horizon?
No. I know Horizon is gonna be it's coming out, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Because Forza 7 came out last year.
Okay.
So, I would like to say the difference between, from what I understand, I watched you play Forza. I remember the first time we played Forza 4, I think.
Yeah.
It looked amazing. But Forza Horizon is kind of like a more open world. would you say?
Yeah.
Open world car game where everyone drives around in these nice ass cars and you race and you do stuff. Open world. I feel like you would love it. Forza is more like their racing game.
Yeah. So Forza is kind of your typical racer,
Mm-hmm.
like Gran Turismo esque.
Mm.
While Horizon is sort of, they put you in kind of, the first game took place in like the Midwest of America. The second place took place in like
Okay. Sorry, I know about this game. I have never played it. I know it's like one of the top
yeah.
car games. But continue, please.
Yeah, like, and so Forza Horizon 2 took place in like Italy or something. Forza Horizon 3 took place in Australia. It's just, they kind of put you in, it's open world, and there's just random races you can go to and do, random events you can do, random challenges or whatnot you can do.
I think I saw a trailer for. Was there a trailer where like they're in the woods and then all of a sudden like this other monster like off-roading vehicle came out of nowhere and they all started driving? That was the new Forza
That
Horizon.
was Horizon 3, yeah.
That was Horizon 3?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they showed anything on the new Forza Horizon 4. There's been rumors, like maybe this next one will take place in Japan.
Okay.
That's a rumor.
If it's in Japan,
There's also a rumor of it taking place in Hong Kong, but I think that one's been just...
I'm looking at it. There's one that said it might be a British setting. That's from Tech Radar.
Oh, yeah, you kind of... Since it's an open world game, you just have to pick
a location.
geographically
Yeah.
interesting places.
I would think Japan would be awesome.
Yeah,
I would love to go down to 2K.
It would be great.
They would have to incorporate that.
Like, one of my biggest issues with Horizon 3 is, like, there was way too much off-roading compared to the amount of, like,
On-road stuff.
Mm-hmm.
tarmac races you
How
can do.
was I guess communicating? I guess.
What do you mean by
I mean,
communicating?
how open world is it? Is it how MMO? I guess is it?
Okay, so
Is it like preloaded lobbies kind of?
no, you can the cars that appear are what are Forza's drivatars,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't feel like explaining what
Yeah.
that is. But you can it's basically a single player lobby.
Oh, okay.
But you can, if you have friends, you can invite them to your lobby, and you'll just, however many
Okay.
friends, you can all just drive around in the same world, do the same races, do the same events, and all that.
Wow.
In general, I enjoy the Forza Horizon series. I think it's a very fun game.
Mm-hmm.
Have you played Dirt as well, correct?
Like Dirt 2, I think.
Yeah, that was my favorite. But
Mm.
they do some of the similar stuff for the but you can play with other people, I think,
Right.
in that one. You don't have to talk to them though, which is the
Yeah.
great part.
The last thing I want to talk about is No Man's Sea before we go on our first break.
That's what I call it. No Man's
No
Sea.
Man's Sea.
Sea of Thieves.
Sea
but,
of-
called No Man's Sea because there's no content.
There's the game. I don't
Wait.
know if you ever heard of it.
No Man's Sea. This is not.
Sea of Thieves.
The game is called Sea of Thieves, but we called this No Man's Sea because
Okay.
it's
We call it
exactly
No
the
Man's Sea.
same kind of outcome.
Okay.
So
Parodied from No Man's Sky.
yeah, so it's by the way, No Man's Sky is doing so much better now. Like apparently it's a racing game now. I want to test that theory later, but Sea of Thieves.
2 years too late.
Yeah, 2 years too late. Sea of Thieves is just there's nothing. Like you you do a few quests, and then there's just nothing to do. There's no drive to do anything.
Like there's like maybe 3 different types of quests, and once you do them, you just repeat the same types
Mm.
over and over and over. And I don't. It's a big game, but it's a very empty game.
Now, is it coming out? Is there a new one coming out? Correct.
No, but
Or
like,
they just
they have to just put more content on there. That's why I want to see like at their press conference if they're gonna do anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if it's going to go down the path of, No Man's Sky where they never talk about it, but they still update the game and try to, do stuff to it without really talking, I guess. I would love to see if they would take that path, or they're just going to drop it and be like, okay, we fucked up, we give up. Because I would love to see them, try, because I think it has a good potential. You definitely think so
Yeah.
too.
Like they can do a lot because it's an open world pirate game.
You're a pirate, man.
like there's a lot of things you can do with that, but I don't know. This game doesn't have much.
All right. Well, we're gonna take a quick break. I think the next thing we're gonna talk about is Bethesda. If you want to stick around,
which is kind of the star of the show every year now. A little bit.
A little bit.
It depends. When they have something to bring.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
After our break, we'll see you guys in a bit. Ciao. Welcome back. And we're back from our break. Now, we said that we were going to talk about Bethesda.
Okay, whatever.
Wait, what?
Never mind. Keep going.
All right. So, what do you think is going to come out of Bethesda? Another Elder Scrolls?
I don't think so, to be honest. Elder Scrolls 6, I don't think so. They're probably just going to put Skyrim on.
Yeah, they're going to put Skyrim.
To be honest.
Really?
Dude, how long
Because a lot of people seem to think that there's going to be another Elder Scroll.
No.
You don't think?
Either it's going to be, we're going to add another thing to our MMO.
If there was another Elder Scroll, why didn't they do it last year?
They're just going to keep pumping out.
I feel like it's more valid to do it this year because there's been
though?
more time. Why would you do it last year?
Because it's been 6 years since the last game. So you'd rather have it make it 7 years.
Maybe they're tightening up loose ends.
So then why don't make it 8 years, then 9 years, then 10 years since the last game? Like, I don't know.
I don't think. I mean, either that or they're going to say, you should play more of the Elder Scrolls Online again, and we're going to add something new to it for the 50 millionth time. And then they're going to say, we're going to release it on some obscure handheld. The PS Vita, even though they stopped making stuff for it.
In America, yeah.
In America. And I guess, Fallout.
There's probably something on Fallout. Maybe like Wolfenstein DLC.
They did. Yeah, Wolfenstein.
Maybe Doom, something Doom related.
Yeah, there's also I've heard some rumors about there might be another Doom.
I mean, the Doom remake they made was awesome.
Yeah, and that was what, like 2 years ago?
Longer than that, I think.
3 years ago?
Was it 3 years ago? I think.
How long ago was that?
Might have been 3.
I don't know why I just
2016.
think
2016.
There you go.
2 years ago. Yeah, there might be. I think because when they released that was pretty big.
It was.
I heard about it for a couple of weeks.
To be honest, they could literally just reuse the same engine and just do something.
I think that engine's great. It looks beautiful.
It runs good.
Yes, very well beautifully optimized. And then there's Rage 2, which was interesting to hear about.
That's like a confirmed thing. Rage 2. I don't know. I played Rage 1 and I never really liked it all that much.
I heard it was riddled with issues on the PC. Did you play it on?
I played it on PC.
You played it on PC, okay.
Wait, why didn't you like Rage 1?
I don't know. It was just kind of a bland game.
To give you perspective on what Rage was for anyone who doesn't know, it was supposed to be. It was kind of like a Mad Max-ish Borderlands era kind of game. That's what we all thought it would be. It didn't. From what I've read in reviews, it did not do a good job in any department that I tried to do. There's too many driving sections, and it would crash every 2 seconds, and the save files would be corrupt. It was just riddled with issues.
That sounds like yeah.
And apparently, there's a lot of characters where there's no character anything. There's no one you invest in.
So this is like a redemption for them.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Back to what you said before we ended on how Bethesda's like kind of the biggest thing. Bethesda's press conference last year might as well have not happened.
Pretty much.
Because what they did at that press conference could have been released in a 10-minute video that they put on YouTube.
It was literally a 10-minute video.
Like, they talked about nothing.
They said something about, Fallout's going to...
Fallout VR. Doom VR. Blah, 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 VR.
They might do stuff with VR because they seem so goddamn obsessed with it.
Yeah.
But then I don't know. The state of VR right now is.
I feel like for VR games, they have to be games that are built for it.
I think the VR bubble is dead.
I think there's a big
Honestly.
appeal, and I think we just have to. We have to find more ways to find it interactive. Because using little dildos isn't going to help.
Here's what I think about VR. I think if you go to an arcade or to a place that specializes in VR, like they've been doing in a few locations in the cities and such, that's great. I don't know how VR at home is working. I don't think it's working very well. I don't see people going crazy over it.
Hey, man, I love VR chat. That thing is such a meme
That's
hole.
the thing. I feel like to make VR games interesting, you have to stream it.
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that. It's got to be a social thing.
And
I
you're going
think.
to see this guy hit his poor walls and the lights.
Because otherwise, like playing VR games just by yourself is,
Yeah, what's the point?
I don't know.
It's boring. It's more of like a party trick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why when you go to all these events, it's great. It's the greatest thing there. People go, like,
That's
"Oh,
why-
I want to try it." But
That's
you
why
know.
from Microsoft, I was so psyched out with the whole like HoloLens. That
Right.
thing looks amazing. So I remember their thing. I don't care about Minecraft, all right, but the fact that they got a table, right, and they were able to like, they have a camera that shows specifically what this HoloLens is portraying or seeing.
Yeah, I remember seeing. The
And I remember
demonstration.
it was like they were following the person, your god in Minecraft, and you set like Thunderstrike right there.
Yeah.
That was awesome. I think
Like that
augmented
was
reality is cool.
Augmented reality.
Augmented reality is cool. VR.
I think augmented reality would work a lot better.
Until VR gets to the point where it's like sword art,
Yeah,
it's kind of
it's
like,
gonna be yeah.
whatever.
I mean, they did. I saw like a thing, and it's like it's just some guy messing around with programming and like electronics, and it was so cool to see that he made this glove that you wear, and when it interacts with a physical object, like it
You get
stops or like
feedback?
it gets feedback. There's certain types of feedback. You can feel water. You could feel like you could grab something like a rock and it's solid. It'll stop you. So it's like you're grabbing a real rock and you're messing with it. If there's a table there, like it kind of like feels like your hand can't like move. I think it's just very interesting.
That would be cool if you.
I wish. I don't see any way that you would commercialize that, but I feel like if you keep abusing, I have a good friend named Kevin. If you're watching this, Kevin, I miss you. You never text me. Anywho, he had this saying where he's one of the only people I met that was hype about VR, and he was saying how if people find a way to keep abusing it and finding new ways to add random crap in there, so like kind of like what happened with Half-Life, if you put mods in it, you got Counter-Strike, you got Portal, you got all these great games from Valve. Sadly, Valve does fucking nothing anymore.
They don't make games.
Oh, they're gonna release a card game. Anywho, if you just keep abusing things, that's how we make new things.
Right, we keep experimenting with things and we get more stuff out of it.
So right now, I don't think VR is in any state, and Bethesda is just. I have no idea what they have plans
I
for.
don't know. Maybe something.
What
new,
I
but-
meant, by the way, what I meant by that is like when they have something, it's huge.
Yeah, because it
Because
takes
yeah,
years.
but other than that, it's like
It's like Rockstar.
Rockstar,
Whenever they
Grand
have
Theft
something,
Auto.
it's huge. Because
yeah.
well, we'll get to that. But Red Dead 2.
Oh,
Like I said, we'll get to that.
we'll get to that.
But yeah, I don't know. Bethesda's just maybe they'll be big this year
Yeah.
because last year was literally pointless.
Yeah, no, I heard that.
And then Digital Devolver.
Yeah, last for Sunday is Digital Devolver's
Which-
press conference, which will probably be a troll show again, like last year.
I
So
don't know what to say to that because only thing I played from them is Hotline Miami. I loved Hotline Miami, but other than that, I don't really know much about them.
it's gonna be a troll show.
Yeah, I don't care for that.
Yeah.
So
So that's the end of Sunday. Moving on to Monday, we start off with Square Enix.
Square Enix. All of the Kingdom Hearts trailers they have released, and it's still not going to come out for another couple of years, I know.
are you sure?
Oh, yeah.
You don't think you're gonna get surprised this year?
Okay, also, first of all, playing this game, I mean, I feel like I should have an open thought that they're at least going to try to make you understand if you've never played all of the handheld games, because there's
It's
way
just
too many.
why do you think they're there this year if they're not gonna bring anything?
well, Final Fantasy VII. There's a lot more things that Square Enix
Right,
does.
right.
It's just that Kingdom Hearts is such a big enigma.
It's been so long since
It's
Kingdom
like
Hearts 2,
I doubt that anything's gonna happen.
People are starting to lose interest.
Yeah, there's also that.
I certainly have.
I-
to be honest.
I mean, this is the thing about me, right? We were teenagers back when Kingdom Hearts 2 came out. You know, it was all like, you know, emotional, blah, blah, blah. We've grown up since then, and so playing this game is kind of just for nostalgia for me.
Yeah.
And also, they have Toy Story. Toy Story is my favorite Pixar film. So, I mean, and it looks good. I'll say that much. It looks
Like
great.
graphically, I think their lighting is really good looking.
It's amazing.
Like if you see their lighting they have.
I remember when I first saw Overwatch, I thought, oh, wow, this is like watching a Pixar film. This is more like that. In
Yeah.
my regard. I think.
I don't know. I don't think it'll come out this year.
I don't think there's going to be any.
Maybe
Yeah, maybe they'll tease-
early next year, to be honest, because they have been showing a lot.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
They've been showing a lot of combat. It looks like the combat looks fleshed out. I mean, compared to the first one where they're on that train, and you could obviously see that the combat is not fleshed out in that, and it just looks really weird. It looks like they're just sitting there. But, you know, I don't think we're going to hear anything about it.
Yeah, probably not.
FF7, though, Final Fantasy VII, the remake, I don't know.
Maybe they'll show more, because I don't think they've showed anything else besides that like very quick gameplay
Yeah.
thing that they did.
But then I'm also remembering the whole, we're going to make a PS3 remake. And then that never happened for Final Fantasy VII. So it makes me kind of skeptical as well. They might have done the same thing where they're like, let's drop it.
Square kind of takes, I don't know, for anything that's like Final Fantasy related, they kind of
fell off the bar. with that.
their schedule for that is weird.
Yeah. I mean,
Their planning for their Final Fantasies are weird.
my personal opinion, everything after Final Fantasy X, kind of.
When did 15 come out? Like
15 came out like a
Originally.
couple...
2016?
2016? I think 2016, maybe 2017. I don't think 2017. But I remember getting it with my girlfriend. I remember playing it. It's good. It looks beautiful. You could do a lot in that game. It's just
2016.
yeah, 2016. It's just that there's the game I feel like was so rushed, and the story's so weird because you have to watch like this anime, and then you have to play this weird little arcade mini game, and then like you have to understand it fully, and then they have the DLCs, which apparently is really good, but I never got them because I wasn't interested. So anything to do with the Final Fantasies, I don't know about Square. Then there's Tomb Raider.
Yeah, there's another new Tomb Raider.
Okay,
A third.
is it with the I don't know if I asked this before. Is it with the actress who's gonna play Tomb Raider this year?
No,
No,
it's their Tomb Raider franchise.
Okay.
I thought
Rise of the Tomb Raider did not come out that long ago. I don't think.
no.
Like I feel like that just came out.
About
Hey, dude.
2016, 2015.
Yeah, we've it's been a while. I just think with whole Tomb Raider thing,
Okay.
How long?
I'm wrong.
2013?
2015.
2015,
Jesus.
2016.
I felt like it just came out.
yeah,
Because original Tomb Raider was 2013.
yes.
Hmm.
And there's Rise of the Tomb Raider is 2015. And there's Shadow of the Tomb Raider that I think comes out this year. End of this year.
What do you guys think of the Tomb Raider franchise in general?
I think it's a good franchise.
I mean, have you ever played like the first ones?
Yeah, that's the only one I've played.
Okay, the
Yeah.
big tits.
Yeah. The Mortal
all I know
Kombat
about
kids.
those is they have not aged well.
They have not aged.
Well, obviously, no.
Playing them is horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, how do you feel about playing? Let me find the really pixelated game.
I mean, I'm sure Josh can still play Spyro, PS1, no problem.
Oh yeah.
Would you be able to still play?
Oh,
Would you be able to
let's
play
talk about
Hot
Spyro.
Pursuit?
The original?
Need for Speed. Yeah, Hot Pursuit.
Was
Original.
that 2002?
I think so.
Probably.
Would you? Well, you would still have as much fun, but graphics-wise, it's garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, the original Tomb Raider controls wise, it's garbage.
Yeah. I just remember being like, okay, I got to get used to this. Yeah.
It's kind of like playing Resident Evil, the first ones. It's just so weird and clunky, and I feel like first of all, I think Resident Evil was made that way just because they want to make you feel scared and hopeless. But yeah, it hasn't aged well, and also I think
I don't know, like the 2013 Tomb Raider I've played through, and it's all right. Like, to be honest,
I wanted to ask. I never finished the first Tomb Raider, and then I'd never played the second one. But
me neither.
I just kind of follow it ish. Is this supposed to be like explaining how she becomes Lara Croft in the, I guess,
The PS1 game.
yeah? Because in the PS1
kinda.
games, she's more. She is already like kind of like a badass type
Yeah.
character, and while in this one, it kind of shows that. It kind of shows like, oh, she was part of a team, an exploration team, and then something went wrong and she had to survive.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if the second one, probably it shows more of her maturing and not caring, and
I think the second one is a bit more like the originals,
Okay.
but the first one was definitely kind of like an origin story. But I don't know. It's like when Uncharted first came out, everyone called it Dude Raider
Yeah.
because it's like, oh, it's just Tomb Raider for guy. But the Uncharted franchise has grown so much that I really think these new Tomb Raiders, just they're not as good as Uncharted.
That's what
Yeah.
Tomb Raider should have been, I think.
Man Raider, yeah. I mean, not that Lara Croft is a bad character either.
It's not about the character; it's about the storytelling, and
The storytelling,
experience,
yeah.
right?
But yeah, that's pretty much all I know about Square Enix and what's coming out of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I have for them too. I don't know much about them specifically besides Tomb Raider.
Ellie cares about Final Fantasy.
Ubisoft.
I just never got into it.
Ubisoft, though.
Ubisoft's.
The,
They're always either I want to say fun, as in like fun to watch, just because they do weird shit.
it's okay. They're
It's because
good.
they're French.
Hey,
I think they have good concepts.
So it's Ubisoft.
hey, no, actually, it's
No, they call it's Ubisoft.
Ubisoft.
It's Ubisoft.
I think
Ubi.
it's
U-
good
U-
concepts.
Ubi.
Whatever they make has really fun concepts and ideas. I just don't think they do it well, and I don't think they have enough time to do it, and they just rush the shit out of it. Because The Division was a cool idea.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. But the fact that they had to doctor the footage, everyone knows about like the whole Ubisoft thing and how they doctor the footage before.
That's the thing about Ubisoft. What they show at E3 is
Nothing.
and what they deliver on is very different.
Yes.
Usually.
Because when I played The Division, the beta with you guys, I was like, what is this game? I thought this game was supposed to be like this. It doesn't look like that. It's kind of like a husk of it.
Like, I don't think the original Division's bad, but like when I said, like, this is what I said when it released, I think this is a $40 game, and I would pay $30 for it.
Yeah. It was
'Cause-
definitely not worth it.
I don't know. It felt
Too
too
light.
unpolished for a $60 game.
For a $60 game, for sure.
Other than that, anything from Ubisoft I really don't know about. For Honor 1 was great. Oh, it was good kind of in the beginning, and then it just got really bad. And I don't know what happened after that.
Well, what was it about it that got bad? Would you be talking about the community?
Well, first of all, I think it's kind of pay to win in a way. Like to buy steel and to get all these items that you want, and they have like some. I know in 1v1 PvP, those don't matter, but at the same time, it just kind of died off, and then some people were obviously overpowered than others. They didn't do anything about it, and then I forgot what
There
happens
was like
after
a
that.
league for that.
They were starting a league for it, but then it just died off because the community was gone after that point. It's just, and then like a lot of people were saying how on the PC everyone's you're gonna do better on the PC because like it's 0 wait time when you press an input, while controller on the trigger there's like this thing where there's travel time and travel for your thumbs. They say
there's
apparently.
also more frames. On
And there's
PC.
also more frames. But I just don't. I like the concept of For Honor. It's really cool.
But
Again, like I said, Ubisoft, awesome concepts, awesome ideas. Don't think they deliver very well.
I think Foreigner was a solid for what it was. I think they delivered on what they promised. I just think that it just didn't. The community just didn't stay after a while. I think that's just one of those things. They kind of had that short-lived period that Titanfall had.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of Ubisoft's biggest things, though, is going to be Beyond Good and Evil,
Okay.
which I've never played the original.
I've never played any of Beyond Good and Evil.
There's only one.
Yeah. I never played because my girlfriend thinks it's ass. She's really into horror, but I remember I asked her, "Is Beyond Good and Evil good?" And she's like, "Fuck no." I'm like, "Okay." She's I don't know. That's her opinion.
That's the thing. It's become a cult classic.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's kind of like what The Evil Within is for. Evil Within became like a cult.
They showed like this entire. I wouldn't even call it a trailer.
The teaser.
It was long. It wasn't a teaser because it was long.
Is it gameplay or?
But
is
there was
just
no gameplay. It was all CG cutscene thing
what?
of the new Beyond Good and Evil. Like it looked interesting, but it's like, what is this game even going to be?
Hmm. And this is. Are they gonna show us more this year? You think, or?
Most likely.
Yeah.
Like I think they have to keep the interest
Mhm.
up.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm just gonna say, the next thing we're gonna talk about when we get to Sony, I don't think we're gonna have enough time to get around Sony, so we're gonna have to
Sony
take a
should
break
just be
before that.
its own section.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that'll be another 30 minutes of a break. But yeah, we'll get to that. I just wanted to mention that right now since
Yeah, we can finish off Ubisoft.
you just want to talk about like the random stuff?
Oh yeah. So we have what 10 minutes till.
We have 4 minutes right now.
Okay. So I just want to ask a few things. Did you guys hear about the Walmart Canada leak thing?
I've heard little bits of it.
So they what they did is on their website they put up titles of games that will be coming out. There's a list online. Pretty much, if you want to know what games are coming out soon, you can go and find that list. So I'm just gonna go down and
I don't know if this is more of what happened last year. I don't know.
let me see
The
how
Walmart
old is
thing?
this article.
How old is the article?
If I can find it. No, this seems like 5 days ago. Yeah, 5 days ago. They even have screenshots of the all the pages. All the games.
Walmart Canada leaks.
Yeah. So like
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I've heard of this now because
Yeah.
I remember someone. I think I was watching a gaming news person and they were saying something about Borderlands 3. I'm like, there's no way.
dude, I would love. You know what? This might also be a thing where they're fucking with us.
That's
but-
what I think it is. I think it's.
But they
something.
also have some solid stuff in here. Like they have Assassin's Creed, Splinter Cell. I don't know what that is. Just
I
Cause
would
4,
love another
Destiny
Splinter Cell.
Comet, Borderlands 3. I would love another Borderlands.
I don't.
Um,
Here's the thing about Assassin's Creed, and it's
I'm sick of
Ubisoft.
it.
I thought they were stopping the 1 year a game cycle. I thought they stopped that.
Well, how long has it been?
Origins came out last year.
What the hell? Sorry, that's the video.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
the video on here.
I really haven't been paying attention.
So unless they want to go back to their one Assassin's Creed a year, which is what everyone hated because it's the same thing over and over and over.
Mhm.
It's just in a different place. Oh, he's a pirate now. Hey, this time he's a politician. Tomorrow he's gonna be a fisherman.
Wasn't there a recently Egyptian one?
Yeah, Origins. That came
Yeah,
out last
Origins,
year.
yeah.
Jeez, man. Did you guys get to see that movie they made about it?
I
Or
did watch
is it.
it.
Nope.
Is it
Oh,
good?
what?
No.
Okay, good. I'm not. Save me
Obviously.
some time. But yeah, Borderlands 3,
Why?
Lego DC Villain, Rage 2 that you mentioned, Dragon Quest 2, Forza, Horizon 5.
Oh wow! Wait, Just Cause 4.
What happened to 4?
Right?
What happened to 4? Are they like 1+ and they just skipped 4?
Maybe they
I
forgot.
guess they forgot.
The Division 2, Gears of War 5.
Yeah, there's definitely gonna be new Gears. From
Yeah.
Microsoft. We just didn't talk about it because
Yeah.
I don't think anyone.
I
any of
don't.
us
We
care
don't really
about
play.
Gears.
We don't really play Gears.
cutscenes.
Yeah, the horrible unskippable cutscenes.
Yeah, but they have more. There's definitely a lot more here
Yeah.
from the screenshots.
Lego DC villains.
Well,
Lego DC Villains.
Well, we'll link the article in the description.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple of them.
I
guess
see a
the
Twitter.
most
I see a Twitter post with all the pictures. So
the most reputable. I guess.
I feel like if you just
people said.
Google Walmart Canada,
Leak. It's
video
everywhere.
games, it's gonna be there.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to find. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, Borderlands 3 is kind of. I don't know.
I doubt it.
I doubt the Borderlands 3 thing.
I mean,
honestly.
even if it's just a teaser, man. I mean, why would it be a teaser if they have
showed off
on the
this
website?
Unreal Engine tech demo thing a while back.
Mhm.
they did, but I don't know about it. And also, I don't know what I feel about Borderlands 3 because
Yeah,
I kind of feel like
My
it ruined it.
Borderlands craze kind of died after 2.
2 was such a meme pile, and then now it's just,
I played through pre-sequel with a couple of guys, and we were just like, let's just finish this shit.
yeah, because it's
Like we just ran through everything, skipped all the skyscrapers. It's like, let's just finish this game.
it's kind of like ran its course, unless they do something completely
Because
different.
Borderlands 1 was like
Oh.
super original,
It was, but yeah,
and it just kind of
it just kind of died off because they made so much crap at Telltale's game, and I don't know, it just got crazy,
Yeah.
and no one really cared about it in the end.
Might be something new, something breath of fresh air, right? The last time that
If there's a new Borderlands, will you play it, Ellie?
yes, I actually like.
I would like
to.
to see what it looks like.
Well, I
first.
didn't like play the entire thing. Like I remember we played it a couple times. It's
I think
definitely
me
a
and John
fun
played
game
it
to
through the whole
play.
thing.
Yeah, you probably did, but I liked it. I think I'd like to see what they come up with on this one, if there is one, obviously.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the next one.
Probably the biggest one. Sony.
Okay.
Sony has been killing it, in my opinion.
Well, obviously because of God of War.
God of War was way too good.
Like God of War came out last month. Detroit just came out.
Oh,
And apparently that things we're doing is amazing.
Yeah.
Apparently.
it's killing the game. No pun intended.
Yes.
It's Sony. Let's just say Sony has a lot of things to offer.
Yeah.
Like, in the face of exclusives.
Absolutely.
They have a lot of console sellers.
Mm-hmm.
But Sony this year, for their press conference, they're going to focus mainly on 4 games. I'm going to save this one for last, but let's start off with Ghost of Tsushima.
Did you see the trailer, Ellie?
Wait,
do you know
Ghost of
what that is?
Tsushima. Is that which one is that? Is that No Maritas'?
No.
Okay.
Ghost of Tsushima
That's Death
is
Stranding. Yeah.
Yes.
Ghost of Tsushima is a game that kind of takes place in
Feudal Japan.
1100, 1200
Yeah.
Japan, and it's made by Insomniac, the same people who did Infamous, if you know what that is.
No, but
But Josh knows.
Mm-hmm.
are you excited for this one?
I'm excited to see gameplay
Yeah.
because I want to.
I want to see
what
how
type
it
of game
looks
it is.
first. Because it depends. Like John, we were talking about this. Me and John were talking about this before. It depends on how it's going to play. Because I know you said you want it to play like Infamous, and like
Yeah,
more of like a hack
I
and
want it to
slash.
be faster paced than like the Souls games, but I don't want it to be like Ninja Gaiden paced because I think that's too fast.
Yeah.
But like Infamous pace, where it's somewhere in between, or like old God of War pace.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you want it to be a Souls-like game.
Because if it's a Souls-like game, then it's literally Neo.
Yeah. It's gonna be Neo. Neo. I never played it, but it looks good in my opinion. That was from the people who made Ninja Gaiden actually. But I don't think it'll be like that. I definitely think it'll be something of its own.
Definitely interesting to see. Hopefully, we'll have
The
gameplay.
theme of it and how it looks is great. Did you see the trailer?
No, I didn't get a chance to.
We're gonna have to show you because you're gonna be like, "Oh wow, I want to play this." You're the type of person that would say
It
that.
sounds like a game I would want to play.
It's definitely, it's just cool.
Yeah. But
What
Well,
else? What else you want to?
yeah, then now the second big game, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Okay,
Josh is excited for that. Yes.
I actually am excited for that
Release
because
date's like September
or so.
or something.
It's always
Early September this
yeah.
year.
yes,
So.
it's because I was talking with my friend. Oh, I have a friend named Justin. Hi, Justin. Anywho, we were talking about it, and he remembers the old Spider-Man games I used to play. He also played them. He's a big, comic book guy, and
He's the biggest Spider-Man fan I
yeah,
know.
this guy's all about Spider-Man. And I was talking about him, and I said there hasn't really been really interesting Spider-Man games since I don't know if you guys really ever followed the Spider-Man games, but like the dimensional Spider-Mans, where there's like a noir Spider-Man and like a Spider-Man in the future, and then there was like a Spider-Man in like all these different worlds. It was pretty interesting to see that. But this one seems like it's gonna be the Spider-Man 2 game from a long time ago that I miss, like with Tobey Maguire.
Yeah,
and
like
everything.
they showed off gameplay last year,
yeah,
and it definitely has kind of the Arkham style fighting
Yes.
system. But it looks like you can kind of use your environments a lot more than that.
yes,
And also kind of the free running that you can do is, I think, going to be very technical. Like this game will be, if it delivers, it'll be like one of the most technically based games there is.
I just miss swinging around the city, just like as Spider-Man. It's so fun to do that in a video game.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the similarity to like the Arkham games. I think that's what I was saying. He plays a little bit more like it. I don't know how much it'll be, how similar it'll be to like the Batman games.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think
But-
I just want to say this. I feel like ever since like Arkham City or Arkham Asylum came out, that was like such a gold standard for like fighting.
Yeah,
Can't
for
I-
like superhero action games
Mm-hmm.
where
'Cause-
you're kind of like not Superman, because you can't do that with Superman, obviously.
Yeah, no, you can't.
But like, I mean, Spider-Man does have superhuman strength, but he's still kind of more human than Superman.
he's
like,
more
based in
agile
reality.
than-
He's definitely more vulnerable.
Yeah.
If you play a Superman game, you'd have to fight like Goku does.
Like, yeah.
You'll be kind of like God. It's kind of one of those things. But for Spider-Man, he's more vulnerable. He's more built for his agileness and his like quirkiness. He's smart.
Mm-hmm.
He uses his smarts to take down enemies and everything.
I want to ask you this, Josh. What do you think about Sasuke doing the voice?
Saving bad guys from other bad guys.
I remember reading that. I remember I saw that too.
Is that
Yuri-
is that for
Yuri
real?
Lowenthal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my.
English voice actor for Sasuke.
I don't know. I mean, I would love to see how he does in such a different. Well, not really different. Most anime voice actors, like dub voice actors, usually go over and do video games too. I don't think he's too bad. I just think it's weird to see Sasuke.
The thing is, like, this is not like a new Spider-Man. Like, it's not like the Tom Holland. He just became
Yeah.
like, just starting out. This is like Spider-Man 5 years into being Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was gonna say the
It's
current
not gonna
the
be-
current Spider-Man is probably a better fit, voice-wise, right?
Well, no, he doesn't feel well right now. You haven't watched? Have you? No,
What?
we watched it together.
Oh
He
yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
feel-
yeah. He doesn't feel well
right
right
now.
now. Yeah.
It's such a big meme. I don't feel well, Mr. Stark. I don't want to die.
Yeah, no,
Spoilers
he's,
on
he's,
that.
he's MIA right now.
Yeah, he's MIA right now.
Yeah, we're all looking forward to the new
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
definitely am looking forward to it. Now,
No. Next game that's kind of been around for 3-4 years,
Yeah.
maybe. Kojima's game, Death Stranding.
Yo, no Maritas baby fetus.
baby fetus.
It's
Norman Reedus, baby fetus.
Is it what is it?
We still
No
don't know
Maritas
what-
is baby.
No
Still
one
don't know
knows
what
what it
this
is.
game is.
That's the
to
thing
me.
about
But
Hideo.
here's the deal. I'm expecting some, like, even if it's a hint of gameplay, just to see what we're looking
think-
at.
I really hope.
I
there's
really hope
gameplay.
that's what's gonna happen, because this game
'Cause is it
has me
gonna-
intrigued.
Like, is it gonna play like the MGS series? Is it something completely different?
Is it story? Is it?
He said
it's
this is-
definitely story driven.
Very story.
You
The thing
know?
about Kojima is he's super like, okay, knowing who Kojima is, he likes these very obscure like, he loves pop culture, but also the very obscure old movies and
Mhm.
things like that. He's very inspired by them, and he
Mhm.
loves things that are weird.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
coming,
fetuses.
no, yeah, it definitely feels very Japanese.
Yeah,
But I feel like he loves doing things that are just like what, you know, just wow, what the fuck.
what did I just watch? That's
Yeah.
how we were.
And the
watching
fact that
last year.
he's going to be with Norman Reedus. So history on that: Norman Reedus, Hideo Kojima wanted to make PT. PT was supposed to be amazing. The PT is the best scary games ever. Sadly, since that whole Kojima and what's it called Konami thing, it did not work out. They canceled PT. Sucked for everyone. I'm very curious of what this looks like because one of the last trailers I saw was it looked almost like Ava, where like the one where like they go into his throat and there's a baby that's like, you know,
Yeah.
that was weird. But for some reason, it reminded me of Ava. It's so obscure, but like aesthetically, it's cool. I guess kind of reminds me of like an Alien vibe for some reason.
Yeah, for sure.
It makes me think
Like
of
a
Alien.
horror alien.
Yeah. It
But
was
this
just
is more of like a supernatural thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who's in it? Matt Mikkelsen, which is like who played Hannibal.
Yeah.
He played Hannibal.
He was
and a
in
bunch-
Doctor Strange.
He was also in Doctor
He was in
Strange.
Rogue
Yes.
One.
Yep. He's a talented actor. Guillermo del Toro,
Yeah.
which is made very obscure thing.
I was just surprised to see that.
Yeah. Is he? What's it called? He recently made the Aqua thing, right? No, that wasn't him. Where like the girl fucks a fish, dude.
Oh, was it The Life of Water or something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Is that Guillermo del Toro?
I don't know.
I thought it. Let me look at that. But other than that, they just have, and Norman Reedus himself. It's just gonna be a very interesting product, I would say.
That's definitely the word for it. I don't care if it flops or not. I just want to see what.
Yeah, you just
want to
see what they make.
Yeah.
You know,
In terms of sales, I don't think it'll flop.
no.
No.
Unless like they show gameplay, it looks absolutely horrible. But I mean, I doubt that coming.
Maybe they won't.
Hideo Kojima is such a big name
Here's the deal.
in gaming.
I think if they don't show gameplay for this, then you have to be like, okay, what's going on?
Yeah,
behind the
I would
scenes?
have to question when this
Yeah,
game
we have
Yeah.
to start
will
questioning
ever
it.
come out.
Yeah, that's also the
They've,
thing.
they've literally been showing this for like 3.
He
4
did take a
years.
picture of rendered moss. It looks amazing.
Death Stranding, man.
But yeah, Death Stranding. I'm very interested to see what Kojima and all of his other coworkers are doing.
For me, when they showed it the last time we were talking about this, when
yeah.
that's the thing I was the most excited about. I was like, okay, this is weird. I want to see I want to see what comes out.
It's definitely going to be something very I feel like it's going to be very artistic, in a sense of like storytelling and just the way it's done.
Yeah, for sure.
It's his first game outside of being in
MGS.
Kojima. Yeah, MGS or being in a Konami, and Konami like sent so much hate after him. They ruined Metal Gear Solid with Metal Gear Survival, which was terrible. Just I would love to see what he's gonna do now.
Yeah.
Going on, I mean, what's the next game you want to talk about?
Probably the biggest thing. Last of Us Part 2.
Last of Us Part 2.
Oh yeah, everybody is excited.
The whole world is watching Naughty Dog.
Yeah,
Everybody
so
is.
they've shown 2 things about this. One was just the first thing they ever shown was Ellie playing the guitar,
Yes.
singing, and Joel walking in. She's like, I'm going to kill every one of them.
Yeah.
And then the second thing they showed was like, I don't even know what that was.
So
I know, but I
I-
don't know how to explain
Okay,
it.
I could kind of explain it. My girlfriend, I wish she was here. Sooner or later she'll be on this podcast, but she is very all about Last of Us, and she's told me a lot of things that have been speculating. So the second trailer is of Ellie's mother, and there's been a lot of releases of there's like posters with both fists up, one of her mother's arm and one of Ellie's arm with the tattoo on it, and it's showing so they show a lot of things with the second one. First, they said that how they were treating it like, oh, they're like the devils or like the spirits, or they were kind of like, it wasn't like, oh, infected. It was more like, oh, the cursed ones or something. I'm just trying to put it. I forgot the word they use, but they're thinking that this was well, of course this was way before, but back then when it started, there was a lot of talk that that's what they used to call them. It was like a curse or something. Like they thought it was something like religious, and that Ellie's mother was she was involved in that. That's why she's being tormented by them. And then she said something about Ellie. Remember how she was touching her belly? She knew that Ellie was going to be born. She was pregnant, saying that she's I forgot what it was. I think she's cursed or something, and they were saying that she shouldn't have the child or something. And then she gets saved. And then I think they said how it would probably follow the footsteps of her mother and Ellie in relation, because what's it called? I don't know. I can't remember all of it right now, but it's just gonna be really cool how everything plays out because I think you're gonna play as Ellie's mother in one perspective, and then Ellie in the other, and also speculation that Joel is dead. Joel is completely dead because, what they were saying in the first trailer is that's a figment of her imagination, but what in reality he's dead, and she's just playing out of anger because when she's singing about like killing people and like how angry she is. Like there's a lot of anger behind her, and also if you look at her tattoo, she tattooed over the mark that she had, right?
Yeah.
As a bite, it's growing bigger. So the infection has changed over time. All these years, it's mutated, essentially. So they're saying how the mutants will be different now, the clickers and everything. So she's not immune. Essentially, it's just slower, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That's what people are speculating. I don't know if I explained everything right. I'm sorry if I haven't, but that I feel like it's gonna be super interesting what they're gonna show.
I think that if he's dead, it is gonna be one of those things where he's in her head, and
Yeah,
she's just gonna keep
it's like-
fighting the thoughts every time something happens.
I feel like he's gonna be more. It kind of makes sense that he's dead because he got freaking stabbed in the last. Like you remember that, right? He got piked and he was out for like a month.
Yeah.
Also, she's like a teenager at this point, and Ellie. Joel was like pretty old at that.
He's like in his 50s.
He was like in his 50s, but if she's like, I feel like he's older, and I don't think he'll be able to assist her as much. You know what I'm saying? And then you start to play as Ellie in the last game.
Yeah.
Spoilers. You start to play as Ellie as the last game. So there's a lot of speculation that Joel is dead. I don't know if that's completely true or not. We honestly don't know. But it kind of sounds accurate. It kind of like makes sense with the whole revenge thing and why she seems a little more violent.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's puberty.
Well, there's that too. I think that's what makes it an interesting story and an interesting journey is because
Yeah.
she's going through puberty, kind of. She's going through what it means to...
She didn't grow up through a conventional way. you
Right.
know? And when you did you play the DLC, by the way?
Not yet.
It's so good. I don't
don't
think
know,
I should
like-
spoil it.
In general, Last of Us, for me, I don't think the story was all that great. But kind of the
Execution was
the-
great, though.
The kind of
Naughty Dog.
the connection between the characters
Mm-hmm.
almost it was a very real game
Okay.
in a sense,
Mhm.
kind of like almost kind of like Walking Dead.
Yeah.
But I feel like this had more of an organic, warmer feel to it.
Well, for me, I think the reason why this game is like what it is because the story isn't new. The struggle isn't new, right? We've seen this everywhere. I think that this was the first game to give you a first-person experience to those feelings, like a first-hand. Here are all the feelings. You decide for yourself how they'll make you feel.
You are Joel, and you are going.
Yeah,
through
here are
these
all the
things.
situations. How does that make you feel? Deal with it. Try to get through it, right? Like,
Yeah.
and so, like I said, you said the story wasn't that great. The execution was perfect in terms of making a game put those kind of ideas in your head. That's what was revolutionary, I think, about the game.
Mm-hmm.
So for them, even if what's coming isn't great, I still think that they'll do a good job sharing a point of view that's not common in just the gaming,
Right.
environment. Because a lot of games are trying to do that now and they're failing.
I also want to mention, just real quick, going back on like execution, like the whole thing about their dynamic. A lot of people find a lot of similarities between God of War, the new one, versus
That's
Last
the thing.
of
I
Us.
played Last of Us right after I played God of War.
And I played Last of Us first before God of War. And well, first, John, what do you say to that?
That's-
Like,
it's different.
it's very different.
Everything is different about it.
But I mean, like, I remember there was a lot of people like trying to draw similarities, but I was saying for Kratos and Atreus, it's so much more about father son, and it's just way too really personal.
Yeah.
But also, they go on a journey that they.
Because there's growth for both of the characters.
Yes. In Last of
different
Us,
ways.
And Last of Us, I don't.
there is
I
growth.
can argue that Joel doesn't really grow as a character.
He
Like,
he becomes
yes,
more
he is
accepting.
like kind of cold in the beginning, but he kind of
warms up.
he warms up. But like, he did have a daughter to begin with,
So for him, it's just reliving that.
It's like reliving that and being because Ellie and
and you can say the same for Kratos. But with Kratos, all the other games, it's just him being angry,
yes,
yeah.
and this is not that.
I think there's learning. Like you said, there's learning on both sides when it comes to God of War.
Mm-hmm.
Like Atreus grows as much as his father does.
Yes.
You know.
yes,
But also, it's important to mention, like, in those games, the stakes are different, and the stakes aren't as high in some cases as they are in others, right?
Yeah.
But in Last of Us, it's more about survival and the decisions you make. So I would say if you do grow, they're more situational than life lessons.
yeah.
You know.
I will say this though, I think Last of Us did a really good job at the ending of the choice that Joel made with the whole Fireflies. I think it's really good. Like it shows that his battery died again.
Yeah.
We'll just keep going with this camera, but because we'll have to pause for a bit. But are you okay with that?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just won't be on camera. But hey, it's just what point was I trying to make? I just lost my train of thought.
Yeah, I don't know where you were going with that. So
Yeah. Wow. I think it's okay. The ending, I think it did a good job of showing how gray things are.
Yeah.
Very good. God of War's ending was more of like there's more to see.
Yeah.
But this one I think it did a good job of showing how gray the world is. Nothing's black and white. We've talked about this.
yeah, but it gives you like a different perspective. Like
Yeah.
God of War is like this is our journey.
Yeah.
Come along with us. And The Last of Us is like, okay, this is a situation. Experience it for yourself.
Pretty much.
You know, and like we were talking about how presenting things in a way that it's gray,
Yeah.
right? It's not black and white,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but you get to see tough choices that you have to make in the gray,
Right.
and understanding like both sides of the coin.
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic, you know, especially the people who are like, this is like, I don't know, in a lot of games like we were talking about earlier,
Mhm.
like in superhero movies, they present like, oh, this guy is bad, but that's all there is to it.
Mm-hmm.
And in this case, like everybody has different motives, and you understand why.
Yeah. I think both games definitely have their strengths and they definitely have their weaknesses.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
definitely excited for.
That's like the 4 big games Sony is supposedly going to talk about. But there's
Yeah.
some other ones that are, I don't know.
I mean,
I have a question mark next to. Days Gone, their zombie game.
the big Horde zombie game.
Yeah.
It's I remember there was a lot of complaints. I remember that I saw the interview of the game designer, and then the news reporter was asking a question like, so people think the zombie genre is like really outplayed now at this point. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, well, I still like zombies, so if you want to try it, go ahead. But for me, when I looked at it, I was kind of like, it's cool that there's a horde of zombies. Kind of just reminds me of Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
But it's more story driven. But we'll see how it plays.
I'm not that interested.
I'm not that interested either, but who knows? Maybe it will be good. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't really say much about that past that.
Yeah.
I saw some gameplay for it.
I don't really care about it much.
Yeah.
But the next thing, Josh, Destiny
No,
3.
No.
You're over it completely.
I love Destiny 1. It so
I like how you keep looking over it.
I know I keep looking at that and it's dead.
It's okay. You can actually be seen on that camera.
I can be a little bit seen. Okay.
Yeah.
But Destiny 1, it had a very shitty start. And it got better and better and better, and even though it cost $120
Oh my god.
to get there, it got better. And then you'd think that when Destiny 2 releases, it'll continue from that and get better. No.
I don't know, like from what they showed on Destiny 2 before it came out, it looked like they kind of addressed everything.
Yeah, it looked like it addressed everything. I thought it was like, oh, this is going to be awesome. And now it's going to be on PC. But there's a few things I hate. There's the fact that there's still PS4 exclusives, which is kind of stupid at this point now. Because it's pretty much saying, we have content we created that's in the game, but we're not going to give it to everyone else for PS4 because of some fucking contract. They get more money off of that. And also, they didn't do anything. They just reversed everything they've done, made it worse, made the whole loot box thing is back for them, and they've been trying to change it, and then they pretty much what they're saying is, oh, now we're gonna try to make it back to Destiny 1, and I'm like,
What are you doing?
yeah, right. I'm like, what were you thinking?
It's just money driven.
Pretty much, they were trying to
Yeah.
go for the money scheme.
For
And
sure.
That's why I hate to see that Bungie's doing that, because I don't know if it's Activision or Bungie, but still Bungie. Like, you made Halo, the original 3
I
Halos.
feel like they can make a way better game.
They can. The story, there is no story. It's just a world. They're like, here's the world. Okay.
Enjoy.
But here's the thing with that. I also think that it's not just the designers and the directors. I think it's, dude, I don't know what the hell's going on. But it's one of those things where, like, you know, if you work in the world of capitalism, not to be preachy, but the video game thing. Okay, before I'll just give you 1 minute for that.
Okay.
The problem with video games is, like, they're very popular now. So all of these people in the industry are getting on it. All these studios that don't know anything about it.
Right.
But the investors won't return, right? So they have to change the model for that. Just like in the movies, they'll do like one gimmicky movie to get a bunch of bonuses for their investors, right?
Right.
The same way, you know, the McRib comes back and we have the Get Chalupa. So now it's happening to video games, and a lot of these creators can't fight it.
But this is just terrible.
Absolutely.
And I also think it's on the creators, honestly, too. Because, like, this can't all just happen from...
If you've already signed a
Activision.
contract,
No, I know you signed the contract, but don't make the game shittier and just accept it.
yeah, right? That sucks. Absolutely.
I
agree.
honestly
Yeah.
think it's on both parties. They
sure.
thought this was a good idea, and they released the Eververse market. Total went to shit. You know? PvP is pointless to play now.
I think after a while, after like you release a game for a little bit, they just go, okay, we made our point with this game. Let's cash out.
It sucks.
You know,
Destiny was supposed to be that game that Bungie was saying that we're gonna be back, guys, with a new IP. No Microsoft stopping us. Look what happened now. It's ass. It's just totally terrible.
Yeah.
All right.
all right. Yeah, we'll wrap up here.
Okay.
Take a small break.
Yep.
Okay. So what's next?
Next, we have Nintendo on Tuesday.
Okay.
Nintendo. Super
Nintendo.
Smash
Bros.
Brothers.
Yeah, that's definitely the biggest thing there.
Yeah. And seeing how the little squid boy was terrified of the logo. That was a whole meme. He looks like he's entering the gates of hell.
Now, for Nintendo, when was the last time you guys, we don't play regularly. We don't play Nintendo
with the mic
regularly.
again.
anymore.
Messing
Sorry.
with the mic again.
I keep switching the way I sit, so I'm trying to be comfortable.
I know.
Yeah, we don't really play Nintendo games.
I don't. Yeah, we don't really play Nintendo.
But Super
games.
Smash Bros. They don't really. Do they release one every year? No, right?
No.
No, it's
They
every
release one every console.
every console they
Okay.
created.
So this one they haven't released one for. yet.
No.
the
not
Switch,
the Switch.
not the Switch. Yeah, but people are looking. People don't know if it's going. I remember there was this whole. The last thing I thought about it was people were saying that there's whole thing about how this might be either just a port of the last one, or like if it's a brand new title.
So why even make a big deal about it? Just be like, oh, we're printing it in
'Cause-
something different.
Because we don't know.
Yeah. Smash.
Right.
is
They
not
only
a big
showed
thing.
a slight trailer with like everyone in, like everyone's silhouettes.
Did they show anything interesting? Is it just? It was a teaser then. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, it was a teaser.
Okay. That's
I mean, you
That's
know
something.
when they still compete, like the Smash competitions, they still use Melee to compete. You know
Yeah.
that the Wii
People,
ones
there's a
are
brawl. There's a
bad.
brawl. People.
Yeah.
There's a already like what's it called? What was the latest one? Just Super Smash Brothers.
Wii U. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess Wii U or something. Like,
They named everything Wii U.
They just have a really strong following.
Yeah.
Die hard.
That's the
people
thing
were-
about Nintendo.
yeah.
It's the die hard.
The Nintendo people are in it. You know what I mean? That's just
yeah.
it right there.
And then there's a new Metroid Prime game coming out, I think.
Yeah, they like teased Metroid when they teased
Prime
the
4.
Smash. So there might be a new Metroid.
I mean,
There's always rumors that there's a new Metroid though.
I never really played Metroid, but Metroid started the Metroidvania kind of like styled games.
Yeah.
So, it's a pretty important series, I guess. I don't know. There's some Metroid games that are like first person.
Yeah,
and
those are weird.
Those are weird, and then you curl up in a ball. That was a GameCube one
Yeah.
thing. I'm thinking about. And then there's always like their DS and just the console itself, like the Switch, the Labo stuff.
Nintendo Labo is I don't know, it's cool, but it's expensive.
It's expensive for cardboard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else? Any Zelda?
No.
I mean, Breath of the Wild came out
Last year.
last
Year? Question? I actually don't know.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild came out last year, I'm pretty sure.
And then there's also Mario, the new Mario.
Mario
game.
Odyssey.
Mario
yeah.
Odyssey. There you go. Which was apparently a
So,
very
like,
amazing
there's
game,
already
too.
like your heavy hitter Zelda and Mario.
Yeah.
They
games.
brought over Mario Kart 8, and that was fun. I mean, we played it with my friend Mike.
Yeah, that was funny.
Mike, if you're
That was-
watching,
not
what's up?
funny. That was fun.
I don't know. You just kind of have to look at Nintendo's cast of characters and see who hasn't had a game in a while.
And then kind of just
So, like
speculate on that.
Luigi,
Yoshi Island.
Nothing
you
new.
know,
Do they-
Yoshi,
Luigi's Mansion.
Kirby,
But
they're all background characters.
I would
right now.
imagine a Kirby
Star
game coming around.
Fox.
You think?
I don't know.
I don't know. For Kirby, like it's always this thing where they make some weird new variation of it. So there was like, I don't know. I pretty much played almost all the Kirby games except for like the ones on the Wii U.
Did you
I
watch the
started
show?
After. Yeah, when I was a kid.
That was
Right
cool.
back at you. There's so many memes from that. There's that YouTube thing that I used to like laugh at all the time with my cousin.
Now, any new games that seem to be coming out? Is
The
there a
new-
new Splatoon out?
No.
No.
Coming off of Nintendo, because I don't know what else to talk about Nintendo unless you guys have anything else to say
No,
about it.
not much for me.
I'm really interested in the new From Software game because I'm a big Dark Souls-like game fan. I don't know if you guys play any of it.
I just watch you play. That's about it.
It's not my type of game.
Just gets frustrated.
But
from
they
just
said
watching you
for
play.
anyone out there, they said that it would probably. I know From said after Dark Souls 3, they probably won't make anything Souls-like anymore because they're just done with it.
I don't know what they can do with it anymore.
Yeah, I don't
To
know
be
what you could
honest.
do. I mean, Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3. 2, they tried to mix things up. In 3, they were like, oh shit, we fucked up 2 so bad that we're going to make it back into like better, like 1 more. So, and then they made the 1 remastered. So I'm just like, you know.
That's it right there. They give you everything.
Yeah, and then there's Bloodborne. I feel like I wish they could do more with Bloodborne because it's more, with Knights, it's like you're defensive and you walk around people.
Bloodborne felt faster.
It's faster. I like the whole the blood mechanic where when you get hurt, there's like a little bar that indicates that you could gain this back from attacking the other person. So you gain it back by hitting them, and the bar goes down. Obviously, you don't get all your health back, but it makes you more aggressive, even though you don't have a lot of defense in that game. I wish they would do more things like that. I really like the mechanics of how Dark Souls works. It just feels good. But other than that, I feel like the whole. He's
Sorry.
bored.
No, I'm not bored. It's 2:00.
Yeah.
I know it's 2:00. It's 3 a.m. right now.
Yeah.
It just hit 3 a.m.
my
That's how
my-
late we're doing this.
My clock has been off since yesterday.
Yeah.
I've been going to bed on a regular basis at the same time. So, for those of us who kind of like our routine,
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
starts
they
to
they
hit.
teased the From Software game at the game show.
Yeah, it looked
awards
a
or
little
whatever.
like a horror game. And then Metro Exodus. I
Yeah.
like the Metro series. So
I never played them.
really,
Yeah.
they're just
But I've
interesting.
watched.
I was actually
before.
gonna ask you on my list, Metro Exodus.
I liked Metro. I was a fan of Metro 2033 since, the first game. and then I played like through the second one. That was fun. It was kind of weird, and because they just go into more of what you do. as
Now,
art
did
deal.
you see? I think there was a teaser for it out.
There was a teaser for
Now,
it
is
out.
that
Yeah.
how similar is that to New Vegas?
Well, I'll say that it's similar to Fallout in the fact that it is in a Fallout, but it's just like in Russia and there's mutants on top and humans usually just stay underground. We don't know what else happens
Mm.
on top of
I feel like Fallout is
Fallout.
Fallout's
is a
an
lot more-
RPG. I don't.
Oh yeah, Fallout's an
think Metro's
RPG.
as much as
Metro,
an RPG.
I would say the whole nuclear Fallout thing is the only similarity. Other than
Okay.
that, there's not much. I like how
Metro's more of like a straightforward FPS.
But-
kind of.
every time a Metro game came out, graphically, it always looked stunning, like in its own way. That's why I kind of like them too. It's kind of like their own little snippet of a movie. I don't know. It's just really fun atmosphere. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know how it'll be. Cyberpunk 2077.
That's also on my list.
That's CD Projekt Red's game.
Yes.
You guys are excited for that?
The people who made the Witcher series, if you don't know. So
I literally have been meaning to play The Witcher just because I've heard so many great things about it.
Witcher 3 is... I haven't played through it, but I heard it's amazing. I don't know if you've played
I
any.
played Witcher 2, and I couldn't really get into it.
Yeah. I know other people that are into it. It's just that... I don't know. I think Witcher 3 looks great, and the world they've built. They said the combat is a little awkward, but
I
they're
think
trying to bring this...
What
that
they've done with like the RPG
Yeah.
is
Like, pretty impressive.
definitely very polished.
But I think they're trying to bring that into a sci-fi setting, which I think would be cool because I think I'm more into sci-fi.
Yeah, I think that's my biggest turnoff about The Witcher is the kind of setting
Fantasy kind of like...
of it. Like the Knights and
Yeah,
Dragons thing, it was never really my thing.
Unless you're into LARPing, it's not really your...
I mean, I think they're fun. Don't get me wrong. I play Skyrim. I played, games like, that fantasy-ish.
It's just after
Knights
a
and
while
Dragons.
you're kind of sick of it.
Yeah, I feel like for the RPG thing, I like what kind of... Mass Effect 1 was very RPG,
Yeah.
yet it was very sci-fi. A lot of people are torn. There's a community that say Mass Effect 1 was the best one, while the other ones suck, because that was the most RPG space-like kind of thing, while the other ones kind of became less RPG, but
Yeah.
more story-based. I like either end of the spectrum, honestly. I think every game kind of changed it up a little bit. In the end, I think 3 is great.
Wait,
It's
so let
just
me ask you
costs
this.
a lot of money.
How do you feel about this game you're playing right now with the female heroine?
Oh, so Horizon
'Cause-
Zero Dawn?
Yes, because that's kind of medieval, but in the future, like...
It's very interesting. I think for that, it has more of a... this game kind of feels like Final Fantasy, but mixed in with Final Fantasy 15, and the fact that the world looks beautiful, and walking around and doing all this stuff for people, and you could ignore some people. And it also mixes in the style of, I guess, Skyrim with all the quests and the RPG elements. But then I also see a lot of, like, when you go to, like, your weapons outlet and your skills, it reminds me of, like, God of War, Last of Us. No, not Last of Us, but, like, Tomb Raider, those kind of things. There's a lot of elements just bundled together into that. And I think the RPG experience is cool, and I think the style that it's in is really cool. Other than that, I don't know if I could compare it to, like, I guess it's sci-fi yet tribal. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's more tribal than anything, because it's like it's the humans that survived from like an aftermath of like the end of the metal world, which was our future. So everything was overrun now by nature, and now there's sentient robot dinosaur things. So
Yeah.
it's cool.
It's definitely interesting.
It's definitely a good spin on the genre.
Mm-hmm.
It's not it's
Yeah.
fantasy yet it's kind of sci-fi.
I hope they don't make a movie about it.
Probably not. I don't think this game is big.
No, but
I don't.
they're running out of ideas, so
They need to make.
that's a whole nother discussion.
Yeah.
But Cyberpunk 2077, I'm interested, because if they could bring that sci-fi genre to what we see a lot of RPG games are, like Skyrim or something, make it like sci-fi-ish, I guess. Not like Fallout. Fallout's more.
I mean, Fallout is sci-fi, but it's also different.
It's different. Yeah. I'd love to see like something in space or something. You
Yeah.
know, something like with a little bit of not too much exploration. It doesn't have to have exploration, but I really like the whole Mass Effect standard
Yeah.
things. Honestly,
You want to see more of the same thing?
yeah. I mean, not the same thing, but
I know what you mean though.
Yeah.
I'm not.
but they've been saying weird things about Cyberpunk because I think they were mentioning we're gonna have battle royale and then PvP is gonna be seamless from going from single player to multiplayer, which is weird.
Okay,
They're-
what
they're-
does that even mean?
It sounds like they're doing things. When I think of seamless, I think of like remember the Dark Zones and like did the Division.
Yeah.
That's what I think of. But they are all. I don't know. Someone said like, oh, maybe battle royale. I'm like, please don't put battle royale in there because battle royale is great and all. It's fun in Fortnite, but don't jam it into everything. Which brings me to Red Dead 2.
I have never played the first one.
I've watched my friend play the first one, Colton, again, and also I saw the ending on YouTube because I did not ever see him finish it, and it's spoilers. The main guy dies, and I'm very sad that he did. But I'm hoping you play as his son in the new one. I guess it's kind of like imagine Grand Theft Auto with cowboys.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
That sounds awesome.
It's very cool. You could pretty much be like Clint Eastwood in there.
You could
If
be.
you wanted to.
Yeah, if you wanted to.
Here's the thing, though. I hope they don't take on the GTA 5 formula,
Yeah.
or GTA Online specifically, because there's been literally no story DLCs for GTA 5,
Yeah.
and they've focused basically everything on GTA Online and selling you shark cards.
Yes.
How's that working out for them?
Sure, we can have fire.
I don't know.
And we can have the
Are people
knowledge
still playing that online?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's working.
It's working somewhat.
Yeah. They're making
Or-
enough money.
I mean, you can like hack the game and just give yourself money as well. So.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Grand Theft Auto 5 is such a big. I don't know if I would say letdown or like it was. It's very impressive.
I wouldn't say it's a letdown. It's just what they eventually
They didn't
did
deliver
with it is
later.
they just focused on making money,
Yeah. I mean,
which is like okay, but still.
I remember the last GTA they did with like GTA 4.
GTA 4 had
like Ballad of Gay
few-
Tony, and then there was like the other ones.
Yeah.
They were good. They're apparently pretty solid
They
DLCs
had a few
too.
DLCs for it,
Story
yeah.
DLCs, and they did nothing with this one. Like it would be interesting to see more story-based DLC.
like not even like the cars they release for GTA Online make it to single player.
Yeah.
So it's
So they mainly
they don't
focus on
care
that
about
one.
the single player
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, no.
Though the single player was good
Yeah.
from what I've
think-
seen. I've kind of watched it. I want to play it through personally, but I just never had the chance. You can spend so many hours in that game.
Yeah. But Red Dead 2 will probably have like an online portion to it.
Yeah.
Just-
No, they said there's going to be a battle royale in that. That's why I kind of alluded to it. They announced, oh, Red Dead's going to have battle royale. I'm like, no. Please don't. But since it's...
Unless you differentiate yourself like Fortnite did with building,
Yeah.
you're pretty much kind of like everything else.
Like PUBG.
Yeah.
PUBG. And then before PUBG, for me, it was H1Z1, King of the Hill. But then, like, I always find PUBG to be so interesting because they keep saying, oh, people are stealing our format and shit. But when it's already existed since, like, what? I don't know. It all started from, like, the Hunger Games Minecraft servers.
I mean, it all started from the Arma 2 mod.
Oh, yeah, the Arma 2 mod. There you go. And then
Yeah.
they made, like, the actual separate game for it, and it was ass. And then
Yeah, there's Daisy and there's Infestation Z and there's
Yeah,
blah,
it
blah,
was-
blah, blah, and there's whatever.
it got crazy. It's not original.
Are they not making enough money? Are they not making enough money? at all?
PUBG?
Yeah.
PUBG's fine.
Yeah. They're just complaining.
PUBG's fine. my issue with PUBG, which I've talked with friends, is, and I don't even play the game. I never
me
bought
neither.
it. I don't think it's worth $30 paying for like a. They don't optimize things well. They're not focusing on like making the game work better. You know, it's still glitchy. I hear there's still weird things that happen. It's not optimized well, and I feel like if they do that, because I'll say this for Fortnite. Just checking the cameras. I'll say this for Fortnite.
Excuse me for a second, man.
It's Fortnite is was already a fleshed out game and engine already.
Fortnite does not feel like a free to play game.
It doesn't, because it
No.
wasn't in the beginning. But then they just
Yeah.
put a new model on it, and also it's just I feel like I only know that it's since they put all the programmers in it, which is why they're like super in like they could get the most recent trends and just slap it on that game and be like, hey, here's a new dance that you can buy. I mean, I know like microtransactions suck, but at least you know what you're buying with this one. While
Yeah.
I know in PUBG it's like you open a crate and you have % chance to get it. To this a
You
cosmetic.
might as well not buy anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So, more battle royale. Call of Duty.
I was
Black
gonna
Ops
bring
4.
that. Yeah,
That's-
they're called blackouts,
it's so
and they're ditching the single player mode entirely.
I mean, they've already been shit since like the
Yeah.
last
That's the thing, I don't know why
Modern Warfare 3.
people complain, because most of the people don't play them,
Yeah,
and the people who do play them are just like,
they're
Yeah,
few and far
that was-
between.
that was
If you
fine,
shouldn't-
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they literally don't remember it the next day. So
I would say the only things that people remember is Call of Duty 4, Call of Duty like Modern Warfare 2, and then 3 because
what I
3
re-
ended it.
you know what I remember? Mason. What do the numbers mean?
Mason, what are them? Ramirez,
That's all.
Ramirez, Roach, and then Soap dies, and then everyone dies. Spoilers. Ghost dies. Ghost. When they make Call of Duty Ghost, everything went to shit. That I feel like
That's when
died.
I knew it was over. That's when I knew it was over.
It was dead.
Like to this day, I would still play Black Ops 1.
Black
The
Ops.
first
Black Ops
Black
1 was
Ops
good.
It was really
Yeah.
good.
Fun, very
You know-
fun.
You know what I miss? I miss when Treyarch made Call of Duty World at War. I mean, I know it came with the original Nazi zombies, but like the game itself was awesome. I like the single player, in my opinion, like facing the Japanese and everything, and the crazy shit they could think of. I don't know. I thought that was fun at least, and also the body limbs and everything. You know,
Yeah.
you could.
I mean, it's been a while since we had a World War II game.
Yeah,
That's why I guess Battlefield is
they're
doing
doing,
it.
and that's why Modern Warfare did World War II or something. No, not Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
Call of Duty did
Call
the,
of Duty
did the World War II thing.
But
It didn't really.
Didn't watch it. I'm sorry, didn't play it. Didn't watch it.
I don't know. I heard it was average.
It was average, I guess.
Yeah.
It's
But-
just that, you know, back then it felt really fresh using the new engines for,
Yeah.
you know.
This one might be interesting though. They seem to have some
Black
interesting,
Ops.
like the zombies. There's a few modes now. They have a campaign modes, a few different campaign modes. There's an arena combat
I don't know.
mode,
My issue with
like
zombies is like,
medieval time combat, like arena style.
my issue with zombies is like they keep adding more and more and more to it, to the point where it's just overwhelming.
It's
Yeah.
very
with
overwhelming.
the amount of stuff that's in
It
there.
used to
Zombies-
just be
Zombies used to be very simple.
Yeah.
You build up a barricade and you have a bunch of guns that you're trying to
And
get.
now there's like all these secrets you got to do to unlock. I mean, there was secrets back then too, but this is just like
It
I
all
just-
started with like,
crazy.
yeah, it all started with like the
Is
new
it the-
futuristic ones.
Yeah, I was gonna say in Ghost when
Yeah.
Ghost came out, they
Yeah.
had the alien thing.
Yeah.
That killed it for me. That's when I was like,
Aliens
this is
and
I was
it's
like,
weird.
okay, you guys are taking it. Then again, like, where was it? What were they gonna do? Honestly,
Modern Warfare 2 will always be the best Call of Duty.
yeah. And then we're talking
Yeah.
about Black Ops,
Black
the
Ops,
first
yes.
one,
But the first one, yeah.
best for me.
Other than that, I think I don't have anything else to talk about. I don't know much about Shenmue 3, but
It's coming out
it's coming out.
probably.
Shenmue 3. People have been
Thanks
waiting
to
for
the
that.
fans.
Yeah. That guy
I
was
don't know
like,
anything about Shenmue though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just want to see. Actually, I'm really looking forward to seeing
One
like,
last
who's
thing.
gonna surprise us this year.
one last thing I'm very excited about is Spyro. Spyro HD remake. Spyro. I'm sorry, but Spyro hits my heart as a childhood. It's a childhood thing. Same with the Crash Bandicoot. You should have seen me like screaming that day because I love Crash Bandicoot.
Oh yeah, because that's what they're doing now. Now they're rebooting.
They're rebooting like a bunch of these things.
Rebooting,
Remake.
Remaking. There you
Wow,
go.
rebooting. You just said exactly what I was
Rebooting.
saying.
I don't know what you call it these days. Remake,
Remakes.
remaster.
Yeah.
Remasters,
Re-
like when they take
yeah.
a game and just kind of make it look pretty. Or,
It's like HDify it
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
remaking
yeah.
is literally they build
yeah.
it from the ground up.
Yeah,
again.
which is what they did for Spyro. I mean, it's the same company that
Should be
did the whole
interesting.
Crash thing, and they kind of reproduced it like super, like it plays exactly like all three games. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the same thing.
Yeah. Warts and all.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, games back then were very hard.
Absolutely.
Spyro wasn't too hard actually. It's more of like a collecting game than anything.
Yeah.
It's very fun, calming, and people don't build games like that anymore. So,
No. I mean, if you want a game like that, just play an indie game, right?
yeah. Well, even indie games at that point,
Yeah, even indie games.
they can't make a Spyro.
Well, that's gonna do it for
Yeah.
our E3 talk predictions.
We'll
Whatever.
come back to you whenever when we're done watching E3 and when all this is done. We'll probably like come back and re-talk about everything that we've seen and what they released,
What actually happened?
what we're excited for, what we're
Yeah.
looking forward to. Yeah, I'm excited for this E3. Honestly, I'm wondering what they'll show because it seems like ever since that whole Sony thing, they're trying to all surprise people now for no reason.
Yeah, well,
I feel like Sony set the bar that year when God of War trailer came out. Like me and John were like, "What?"
I feel like Sony set the bar that year when they showed nothing but trailers
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
for the first time.
Yeah. Definitely looking forward to it. I can't wait to be surprised by somebody that I didn't expect to surprise me. So
yeah.
should be interesting.
But honestly, I feel like honestly for E3, Sony has their own press conference. Nintendo has their own Nintendo Live thing, and I feel like sometimes E3 is now becoming a little lackluster. So there's also that.
Yeah, there's also like more events throughout the year.
Mhm.
There's like the Paris Game Show. PlayStation has their own
PAX.
PlayStation experience. They announce stuff as PAX as well.
Yeah, it's all different. It's changed a lot since when we first started to watch it.
Yeah.
When it was the only source of like this huge grand spectrum for new games. It's definitely changed. So we'll come back to you again. You guys have anything else to say?
Oh, that was it. Thanks for watching this episode, and we'll see you on the next one.
Take it easy.
All right, ciao.